Morning everyone, Karen Danielle here. I would do anything and everything I could possibly do to avoid meetings. But I honestly think that they are also a huge part of the way your team stays on the same page, a huge part of the way that you can manage what you have to do, what you have to accomplish, the way your message is relayed to the world, of what you're working together. In short, meetings are, God, I'll say it, meetings are necessary, right? Meetings are necessary. So how can we make that better? Because here's the truth. Almost in every situation in our workplace, there are things that have to happen in order for, A needs to happen so B can happen, and then C can also continue to happen. And in those things that need to happen is opportunity. There's an opportunity there to have a benefit of the benefit, right? So we'll get to what the benefit of the benefit is for meetings in this formula. 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Yay. Okay. That is one. The first step is you need to have an agenda. Okay? You need to have an agenda. Please don't just get together and tell your team that you're going to discuss a topic and really have no plan. Okay? Because as human beings, that's the cue to goof off and to get off track. And it's going to be a downhill meeting from the get-go. Okay? Have an agenda. If you want to get that agenda out prior, if it's something that they need to prepare for, whether it's 24 hours a week, a month, if there's presentations involved, do so, please. Okay? At the minimum, pass it out at the table at that time so that they know what they're there, what's the task of the meeting, what's the order of the meeting. Okay? So non-negotiable agenda, pretty cut and dry. Okay, number 2. Number 2. Sorry guys, no cell phones. Okay? If this is an important enough subject that everyone's gonna put their time aside and be present, then let's be present, right? Then let's minimize distractions and make it happen. But ultimately, if you have something that is important to say, then you need to make it important to say it. And it needs to be important enough that they hear it, okay? So figure this out, but no cell phones, okay? Number 3, ding ding, oh, this number 3, the setup of your meeting, okay? Number 3, have you ever been in a meeting and someone's just up there spewing and you're just looking at the back of heads, if you're all in that kind of classroom style, or we're so easily to not be kind of on the hook for a question, your mind starts to wander, right? You start thinking of dinner that night, you start thinking of the argument you had with your girlfriend, you start thinking of how many things you have to do after work to get your kids ready for their play and projects and everything else under the sun, okay? It's because you're not being held visually accountable. Your mind is allowed to wander. So number 3, sit in a circle. Figure it out on how you can make this happen, but get the team in a circle. That can even be a virtual circle, you guys, right? This applies to virtual meetings, just FYI, okay? This applies to virtual meetings. Because really, and just, a little bit of a background here, benefit behind the benefit. This is where it starts to creep in, okay? Because really what's happening here, there's no head of the table, there's no assumed hierarchy. It levels the playing field, okay? It just takes it down a notch, subtly, okay? You want to wear your badges and stripes and big hat that says who you are, then do that, that's fine, but still sit in the circle, okay? Still sit in the circle, because what's happening here is as you're going through these steps, if it hasn't kind of clicked yet, is you're building trust. People always wonder, how can they build trust within their workplace? It's all in the hidden ways you do the things you do every day. Okay, that's really how it's built. And meetings are an amazing opportunity to cultivate that. Okay, so sit in a circle, okay? All right, there's no hiding there. That's the other thing, right? When you're sitting in a meeting and you're not held accountable by eye contact, okay? That does not fly here. Can't get away with it. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is everyone speaks. Everyone speaks. See, it seems pretty common sense, right? But unless you actually really pay attention to it, it's very easily can slip by. People can get away with a, know nothing to add type attitude, and that can go on and on and on. Lorne Michaels, executive producer of Saturday Night Live for how many decades almost now, actually, right? His meetings, when they would, whether they're talking about their sketches, whatever it may be, this was one of his rules, okay? Everyone speaks. If it was 2 minutes till the end of the meeting, everyone went around and they made sure that everyone had spoken, had said what they wanted to say. If you hadn't, then you were expected to at that time. And that was a professional line that he was relentless about. There wasn't I don't have anything to contribute, because then that really means you just summed up your role there, right? So contribution brings about ownership. Okay, brings about pride, benefits of benefits, okay, it keeps going, benefits of benefits. So everyone speaks here. Also, kind of the flip side of that, just to, if you haven't, the little light bulb hasn't gone on yet, no one can ever say, they never asked. I never felt good about offering my input. It always felt weird or awkward or like I was, on the spot, okay? If this is a, kind of expected professional thing you're going to bring to your meeting step, then it's going to be expected, okay? And they'll know that that's a requirement of playing on the team. Number 5, you, my dear, speak last, okay? And I don't mean you're literally silent the entire time. That's not what I mean. You can obviously do your spiel, welcome people in, things of that nature. What I mean by you speak last is if this is a presentation, if this is a brainstorming session, and probably a couple other examples that I can't think of right now, you speak last. And here's what I mean by that, okay? If you can picture this circle and everyone's sitting in it and someone's presenting, giving their thoughts, giving their ideas, if you're even subconsciously, right, encouraging, nodding along and encouraging them, your encouragement to that person may also be, a discouragement to someone else, okay? Because all of a sudden, you're influencing kind of the energy in the room, and you may make them feel a little bit like they'd be going against what you're approving if they poked holes in that, or if they thought of something that, ooh, that's a great idea, but they may hold back that but, and you just lost a really valuable sounding board in that moment, okay? So you, my dear, speak last. Do your best. It is a practiced trait, not easy, okay? Because you also want to encourage at the same time. So it's one of those things that takes a little work, but it can definitely be helpful for kind of the entire group, and then them knowing not when they can chime in, but they just know that it's kind of an open floor still. It's all good. You can just kind of keep going here with this brainstorming, okay? Ultimately, meetings are super important. They can be so helpful in getting your team to clarity. And like I said, all of these can be done virtually. There's no difference anymore, okay? So get the team clarity, build trust. It's all in your processes of your everyday things, okay? And start looking at the benefits of the benefit. It's an amazing, yeah, yes, that works, right? That works. Okay, folks, enjoy your day. Thank you for being here. I always love to hear questions, comments, concerns. As you know, you can reach me at Karen@KarenDanielle.com, and love seeing you today. Thanks so much.